Times Amendment Bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day. I call on Government Order of the Day number 9.
Accident Compensation Amendment Bill, interrupted debate on second reading.
When we were last discussing this, the Honourable Clare Curran had the call. She has 5 minutes to speak.
Mr Speaker, thank you. As I was saying, this bill is making a series of changes to boundaries. I think that's probably a good way of referencing it, which the Minister said in his speech at the beginning of this reading, rather than at the core of the scheme. And it does two things. It's looking at addressing that gap in coverage of ACC coverage for families of employees who are posted overseas in the course of their employment, which is a vital change. It might seem like a small change, but it's a vital change because it's about not discouraging people from representing New Zealand's interests abroad and the impact that it has on their families by not being eligible for ACC. But the second thing which I want to touch on is that interface between the weekly compensation and superannuation and the choice that is forced upon people who are injured close to retirement age. And what this bill is doing is responding to a declaration by the Human Rights Review Tribunal that was forcing surviving spouses or partners to choose between New Zealand Super and ACC's survivors' payments. They said that was discriminatory on the basis of age. And what they did when responding to the changes that are proposed in this bill is that the Human Rights Review Tribunal expressed its approval, and I do just want to reference this. They said that a person injured in a non-fatal accident is compensated for loss of earnings. Those earnings will necessarily come to a natural end on the retirement of the individual from the workforce, and logically, compensation must end at the same point. And that in this regard, this change was an appropriate proxy for the fixing of that point. It was also backed up by the Ministry of Justice, which in a report on consistency with the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act, it said that this policy may have a discriminatory effect on the basis of age for a small group of people, but we consider it justified. And they went on to explain why that is. But I think we all agree in the House that this is a sensible bill, that it is making changes around the boundaries. It's not going to the core of core ACC changes. Those things will come down the track. But this is a significant bill. It's at the boundaries.
Well done. Well said.
Ms. Nicola Willis for a 10-minute call, I understand. Not that she's obliged to take it all.
Mr Speaker, I rise to speak on the